We're joined on the phone today by singer-songwriter Stephen Bishop. He's got a new album out. It's called We'll Talk About It Later in the Car. Stephen, how's it going today?
Great, Dustin. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're more than welcome.
Well, let's talk about your new album here. We'll talk about it later in the car. What are the listeners in for with the new album?
I think they'll hear a bunch of different styles of songs, not just like one, thing the whole way through. And the album starts off with a song called Almost Home, which I co-wrote with my friend Kurt Sobel for the movie Benji, which was a new Benji. And it's a sweet song, and it could apply for people coming home from the war or anything like that. It never really says this dog is in trouble or anything. Even though I love dogs.
Well, and I know you got a new video out for the new single, Like Mother, Like Daughter. I just saw that a couple days ago, so it seems like everything's going well so far.
And the video's doing really well, so yeah, it's fun. It's an exciting thing.
Well, do you have any surprise guests this time around? I know you worked with so many great artists over the years. Anybody popping up on the new album?
Well, I guess that's a standard question. Not really. I wanted to concentrate on the songs this time, and I didn't really have anybody like that. Even though other albums I've had, tons of people, Phil Collins, Eric Clapton, Sting, I had all sorts of guests and different people, but it didn't make the album sell any better back then. So, this is all about, different kinds of songs of mine that I've collected that are really different. I have, ballads, upbeat songs, and a couple of covers that I did. I did a cover of a song called Someone Else by Jimmy Webb, his first song he ever wrote at 12. And it's just a beautiful song.
Excellent. Again, we'll talk about it later in the car is out here. And, you mentioned different kind of sounds, different songs. Has your approach, I guess, as far as songwriting, is it the same now as it has been? Or do you kind of make a conscious effort to maybe mix it up a bit, keep the fans guessing?
Wow, that sounds really exciting. No. Keep the fans guessing. I don't think they're going to sit around and guess, but that would be nice.
Well, and you mentioned the song for the Benji soundtrack. I know you've had a real knack for writing great songs for soundtracks over the years. Is there a different approach to that, or maybe a different method, when you're writing a song for a movie as opposed to for an album?
I've done a lot of movies, and it's usually, you write from a script or, I remember, I did a lot of different films. I did this one movie with this great director, and it was called The Boy Who Could Fly. And he just, I sat with him and he said, I want the song to say this and say that and blah, blah, blah. And so I just took notes, and then I went home and wrote this song called Walking on Air, which has followed me in my career. I tell you, one thing about writing songs for film is they really come in handy. You got extra songs. Even if they turn them down, you use them somewhere else.
Well, and of course, you wound up making a lot of appearances actually in the films, too, a lot of classics over the years. Have you retired from the big screen, or could we see you maybe pop up in something here down the road?
I'm waiting for Margot Robbie to call me and ask me for a personal test or something to see if I'd be in her new movie. No, I don't. I don't really hope. That's not my thing anymore. I have been in clips of films through the years, but I don't think I'm going to give Brad Pitt anything to worry about.
Well, I would say having John Belushi smash your guitar in Animal House, that's probably hard to top that anyway. So, that's such an iconic scene right there.
That's true. I survived it. There was a little bit above my head, it wasn't that far away. He was a crazy guy back then. He was something.
Well, again, we'll talk about it later in the car is coming out here. And are you going to be touring much the rest of the year or maybe into the next one for the new album?
Yeah, probably into the next one. More than I've already toured. I just was in Louisiana. I just did another show in New York. I'm doing a thing tonight. I'm doing a release party at Cutting Room, and I'm going to play a couple of songs. I'll be around, sure, just like the Beach Boys.
Well, I wanted to ask you what else was coming up. I've read rumors of a book and a documentary. I don't know. Is all that stuff coming out here all at once? That's a lot on your plate.
Yeah. I have a book that's going to come out before the end of the year called On and Off, and then I'm going to have. Still working on a documentary about my career, my strange career, and the 11th trip to the Philippines last year.
Wow.
I've been there 11 times. They always call me Mr. Bishop.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess people in the States don't think of all the different fan bases around the world and what's popular at what time. And 11 times though, that's incredible.
It is incredible, but they really love the song that they flip out for is the theme to Tootsie. It Might Be You. They just love that song. It's so romantic, and they love romantic songs over there, and they've always been very sweet to me, very kind, through the years. Big fans.
Excellent. Well, again, Stephen, it's been an honor speaking with you, and we'll talk about it later in the car. Sounds great, and I'm looking forward to the book and the documentary and anything else that's coming up for you.
Great. I'll be around.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, Dustin. Bye-bye.
And again, that was Stephen Bishop and his new album. We'll talk about it later in the car. Is available now. The new single and the new video, Like Mother, Like Daughter, available now as well.